Hey everyone, Paul Wickey here, Wicked Barbecue. Today I am going to be making a buffalo chicken dip stuffed meatloaf. Smoked, of course, on my Pit Boss. I'm going to be using some leftover chicken breasts that I smoked on my Pit Boss the other day. It's really easy to do. It's going to be delicious, I hope. And yeah, and also if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel and share my channel, please. And come follow me on Instagram as well at wicked.barbecue. And we'll have a good time together learning and doing different things on the grill. So yeah, let's go on in and let's start this meatloaf. Yep, that's right, a buffalo chicken dip stuffed meatloaf. The meatloaf recipe itself is really easy, and I will show you how I do the buffalo dip. It's super easy as well. I had leftover chicken breast, so what am I going to do with this? So I thought, you know what, why not? So basically I got 2 pounds of hamburger in here, okay, 2 eggs, slightly beaten, and again, this recipe for this meatloaf is real easy and you can adjust to it however you want. I got 3/4 cups diced onion, 3/4 cup diced onion, about a cup of breadcrumbs, but these aren't regular breadcrumbs, these are pork panko breadcrumbs. So if anybody is needs to be gluten-free, you can make a gluten-free meatloaf. Yeah, I can have a little more information in my description on these. Very good product. And then I got a half a cup of ketchup and also about a tablespoon of sriracha sauce. If you watch me long enough, you know I like stuff a little spicy. So that'll just add a little bite to the meatloaf. So basically all that. And then some salt and pepper to taste. Maybe a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons, and then I just eyeball the pepper. That's probably, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon, if not that. So yeah, now it's time to mix it up. This gets a little messy, but it's fun. All right, there it is. Now remember, mix it well. And I'm gonna put this in the fridge while I make the buffalo dip for the inside of this meatloaf, because I like it set up just a little bit. It makes it easier to work with, make it into a bowl and then cover it. So this is going in the fridge and I'm making the buffalo dip. So here we go. Okay, for the buffalo dip, super easy. I have some leftover smoked chicken breast. So I shredded that. We're gonna need 2 cups of shredded chicken breast, 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese softened, half a cup of ranch dressing, and a half a cup of Frank's red hot sauce. Mix all that together. Normally you bake it, but I'm not going to bake it. I'm going to mix it all together, put it inside of the meatloaf, and then smoke it. And of course, you know what? This is going to be too much to put all of it in the meatloaf, but guess what? Then you got some leftover dip for the football game or whatever. So yeah, so I'm gonna add the half a cup of ranch dressing to that 8-ounce cream cheese softened, half a cup of Frank's red hot sauce. You can use their buffalo wing sauce too if you want, and then 2 cups of that shredded chicken breast that I mentioned earlier. So now I'm gonna mix this real well, and we'll form the meatloaf into a bowl and a cap. We'll stuff it and put it out on the smoker. So it's going to be delicious. All right, there you go. Time to stuff it. Okay, and what I usually do too is I add a little, well, I put the meatloaf on foil because you don't want to put it on your grate. But I do add a little oil onto the foil so it doesn't stick like crazy when you're all done, which does help, trust me, because I've done it without the oil and it's quite an adventure. So, all right, now I'm going to take this meatloaf, and you see here's the 2 pounds, and you can go as big as you want, but I'm doing a 2-pounder. I usually take half to 2/3 of, probably more 2/3 of the meatloaf to form the bowl. And then I use the rest for the cap. And this is just a feel it and see type of thing. I don't have an actual measurement to give you. So I would say this will be the bowl, this will be the cap, and just work it a little bit like that, or like that, and then set it down and just simply start forming a bowl with your hands. Raise the edges real good so you can get plenty of room for filling. But you know what? I've made 4-pound meatloafs before, and you can get a lot more stuffing in those, obviously. But this is just a 2-pounder, so it'll be good. So let me finish making this into a bowl, and I will show you what I'll do from there. Alrighty, as you can see, I made the bowl, and try not to touch the meat with your spoon that you're putting it in case you, because there is going to be too much dip. So don't touch the meat and get it back into your dip, or else you're going to contaminate it. So take it easy when you're doing it. But as you can see, this is going to be pretty darn good. Okay, here can be the kind of the tricky part sometimes, because if I got too much in there, it's going to ooze out. And if you see that happening, then you know don't put as much in there. But yeah, sometimes it's just a, I don't know, live and learn type thing. So flatten this out real good before you throw it over the top, and then start sealing the edges really, really good. Because if you don't seal the edges, you're going to get stuff leaking out, and that may happen anyway. But basically, I got it on top. Now what I'm going to do next is seal the edges really, really good. Maybe I can get a better shot here of what I'm doing if I come on the other side here and zoom in for you. So hang on a second. Okay, you see the gap right there, the little crack? You got to make sure that when you seal this thing up, you pinch it, pat it until it looks like one piece of meat. And if it doesn't look like one piece of meat, you can risk the meat splitting as it's cooking, and then all your ingredients oozing out. So you can see how that's coming and looking like all one piece. If you got any kind of crack, pinch it, mash it together, pinch it, mash it together until it all looks like one slab of meatloaf, just like that. Okay, the smoker is set at 250. I'm going to put this on with that foil, and what I usually do is I'll take something and poke some holes around that meatloaf, because you know what hamburger will do when it cooks, it'll get real greasy. So I don't want it bathing in all that grease, so I make holes so that the grease has somewhere to go. So yeah, real simple. Let's close it up and we'll see in a few. All right, an hour and 45 in, and you can see it's looking really good. I'm gonna top it with some shredded cheddar cheese. Give it about 20 minutes or so, let that melt real good, and it should be done. But you can't have enough cheese. And you can also use any kind of cheese you want, but I like sharp cheddar or just regular cheddar. We'll let that thing go. Watch it melt.